Good morning and welcome back to Toronto Regionals Pokemon Trading Card Game Championships here in Toronto, Brampton, Ontario. Kirk Dupes next to Bay, Jeffrey Saran, Raph Saran, getting the rust off here
Yep.
early in the AM here. Daylight savings knocking an hour out of everybody's sleep schedule. But here we are ready to rock and roll. Heck of a matchup for round 10.
Yeah, I really hope everyone's adjusting for that extra hour here and wide awake here for this one because we have brought two, I guess, fan favorites in a sense from the previous day one. They are luckily matched up against each other. Russell LaParre and Simon. You say it. I'm not even going to try.
Simon
I was going to roll.
Trottier Lacasse, French-Canadian.
I was going to roll it
STL.
in, and I was like, got through the tongue part. No, it's not happening.
Feel a little bit more comfortable talking about the decks now that PokeStats has got them up on all the socials. So Russell LaParre, if you were here for round 6, Archie's Blastoise, a pretty interesting take with things like Onyx from Lost Thunder, Palkia GX really used that well on stream, and of course STL Simon bringing counter energy binder drop.
But yeah, exactly.
With all sorts of tank attackers to take advantage of weaknesses across the board, really leaning on Mew, Fates Collide, and watch and learn Pseudo Udo to take some big knockouts about what the expected field was.
Yeah, a lot of different counter strategies in this deck here, and for this one particular, we're going to probably see that Rally Back Shaman come into effect here with a lot of different grass weaknesses. But, I mean, a lot of the stuff hits hard here, so I'm curious how Russell's going to strategize against this one. He only has a limited amount of 90x attackers, 90x GX attackers to combat with this, so the prize trade is going to be a little awkward.
I do think at the start of the game, Simon's going to have to two-piece some of these knockouts, maybe even three-piece them. So we'll see how the resources are managed, especially on Simon's side of the board with all these special energies. Russell obviously going in with the 11 basic water energies, as is kind of tradition in Archie's Blastoise in years past. Pretty exciting to get into it.
Yeah, I'm really excited. These players are still setting up right now, and kind of going to talk about day 2 a little bit, and what we saw thanks to Tate Wiesel and the PokeStats right there is lots and lots of Trevenant.
Yeah, we were talking about that at the end of the day, kind of before the numbers actually shook out on what the amount of Trevenant was. I believe there's 2 decks that Tate didn't quite have the idea of what they were on the list. But if I counted correctly, 10 Trevenants of 32 decks with 2 mystery decks plucked in there that we don't have the data for on. So we'll say just south of 1/3 of the field is, in fact, Trevenant.
And there's also a Trevenant we haven't featured yet, in which they tech the Pyroar from Flashfire. So the Canadians bring in some super spice to their home turf for this one.
Exactly. Charlie Lockyer showed off the strength, or not particularly in that matchup, but had Pyroar in his list as kind of an auto win. And then we jump over and we start seeing these Trevenant lists. From what I understand, 5 Canadian players were on the Trevenant break Pyroar list. 5 Canadian players made day 2.
Yep. It's going to be really interesting how those, I mean, I'm certain at least one with those kind of odds make it to that top 8 there, so we maybe can feature later on. Maybe in later rounds we can see it there, but definitely an interesting concept that I'm curious how it's going to pan out for them with how this day 2 is shaping, because there's a very limited basic types.
Absolutely.
Attackers in this.
If you take a look at what has been cobbled together by PokeStats, the first 4 players are playing Trevenant Break, which means they're all playing each other, which is why we went down to table 3 with a little bit more diverse matchup with the counter energy binder drop and Russell LaParre's Archie's Blastoise deck.
Absolutely there. You know, there's a lot of other interesting decks that has made it there. We do see a couple fighting decks that did make its way into day 2. While we didn't get the chance to feature them, they had some hype going to the tournament, and some of them have made their way into day 2. A couple other interesting takes there. Vespiquen with Archies instead of Maxies. So it's like, you could ban my card, but we got other options here. We're going to get Swampert out and get some extra draw power. And then also that Gallade deck that we saw from Connor Fitton. His teammate Nathan Brower was able to bring it over to day 2. But hopefully he can maybe dodge a couple of those Trevenant matchups.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. People that tried to focus to prey on the expected meta of like the Picarams, the Zoro Arcs, things of that nature, are really making themselves vulnerable to these Trevenant strategies. And now that there's so many Trevenant strategies, this is kind of a degenerate heads-up matchup. And that's kind of on the coin flip too. So it's very interesting dichotomy of day 2 decks here and how it's actually going to shake out. And it's really going to come down to how Tom treats everybody to see who can actually rise to the top. Pokemon players are set up. We will be going down to the action in 3, 2, 1. Sierra, hit it. Bang. Let's go. Simon starting us off, drawing a card for the turn, starting that resource management Orangaroo, as you see on the left side of your screen. Volcanion Prism on Russ's side. Not a bad starter for him.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he definitely wants to see that in this matchup. Oh, that'd be perfect for him, actually, yeah, once he gets the turn 1 Archies here. And the prizes are a little bit more favorable to Simon this one and prior to the other games we saw him play. But talent right away, only 2 energy. The white Kirim down as well. There's the reliable.
Articuno bench pressing planets yesterday. We'll see how he recovered from the weightlifting session. Just a pass. No support or no nothing from Simon. That's not what you like to see. Russ got to feel hungry and ready to get.
Oh!
All right, here we go. Round 10.
No way. This is how we're starting day 2 right now. No.
And this is just going to be a pass back. Simon holding his teammates and a pass.
Okay,
Russ off the top. Okay, pick up, reassess, pass back. Holy smokes.
That ended.
Okay, well, we tried to get out of the Trevenant break mirror matches, and it turns out
he just ripped a switch. That's all he got. What's going on?
Just pure steal and sex appeal here in round 10. Looking at each other and passing, treating each other quite kindly. Counter energy going down on the Roaring Skies Articuno with the Tri-Edge attack.
Oh, my goodness. What is going on? And you don't really see this from the Archie's deck either. There's so many different outs to pull this strategy off.
You have Order Pad to unlock. He has Computer Search. That's what that energy is. That is a proxy Computer Search. I was talking to Russ after the tournament. That is Computer Search. So that's definitely how he can get the ball rolling. Maybe slow rolling to get a couple
extra pieces.
He have 2 Blastoise in his hand?
Looks like a Blastoise. I think I might see another Superior Energy Retrieval. There's definitely the Field Blower as well. So he's going through right now trying to see what is the best way to pull this off, if it is still possible. Computer Search for the Battle Compressor. Only needs to put the Archies in the discard pile there, but he has to figure out a way to probably get another. Okay, so if he has a tool in his hand with that Field Blower, he can actually attach the tool, Field Blower, get rid of 2 cards of the Superior Energy Retrieval, compressor for the Computer Search for the compressor, get the Archies in the discard pile,
versus Secret Out,
and then versus Secret Out.
I'm just not convinced he has the tool.
I can't tell. There's something right as a Guzma, so no, he does not have the tool right there. I see a Field Blower.
I'm taking a look here. Wait, is he holding 2 Order Pads too?
I saw a Guzma. What kind of popped in my head right there. So he does that Computer Search. Okay, he's part of Computer Search here. It looks like he's eyeing the Ultra Ball here to try to pull off a Shaman and get some luck there.
What are those middle 2 cards?
Guzma.
Superior Energy Retrieval.
And Guzma.
For some reason I couldn't. They kind of looked like the blue background arted Super Rods, and I was like, well, that's not on his list. So what is it actually?
Okay, so he grabs the Ultra Ball there, discards the Field Blower and the Guzma.
All right.
I'm venturing he's going to get the Shaman here, try to see if he can pull his way out of it and not have to. Okay.
Tapu Lele.
Full reset here. Or he's just going to go ahead and just get rid of the 2 retrievals. Force him to switch. Yeah, with the Jet Geyser.
Jet Geyser. Which is discard once before your turn.
Yep,
obviously.
That's what he's going to do. Yep, exactly. So he went ahead and did the Jet Geyser to get rid of the energy, Superior, everything else away, and here comes Archies.
Yep, forces your opponent. It's a one-sided escape rope, effectively, for your opponent. Tapu Lele for the Archies. Russell piecing it together, which is what this deck does.
It's unfortunate he had to discard 2 Superior Energy Retrievals, but I think his idea is Simon's not doing much right now. Let me just go ahead and put this instant pressure here and maybe just go ahead and start getting KOs with Sauna Blast.
Which is 100 and then 20 onto the bench.
Each bench. And it won't KO this Articuno right away, but the second one will.
Well, if we have some sort of Guzma play, which would be 100, and then Russell's next turn can Guzma the Oranguru and then do it again, then that's double knockout, right?
Yep, you're 100% right there. So Battle Compressor probably get some more water energies in his. I don't know. He probably won't do that actually. Seeing how he already has 2 Superior Energy Retrievals in a discard pile. But definitely some thinning going to happen right here.
Probably get the other Archies out of there. Prop Eggs. It's a good call.
Giratina. Still going through right now. I think it's probably maybe another compressor also.
I'm not sure you want to get rid of compressor.
Choice band. Yeah, don't want choice band.
That's a complete dead card through every phase of this matchup. So getting rid of that early is nice. making sure the deck gets all the resources that are irrelevant to the matchup out, and making sure you're only drawing the heat for the rest of the match.
That's one of the key components whenever you're realizing your matchups there is just get rid of the stuff that aren't necessary to the matchup there, especially with the power compressor.
Is that another compressor right there?
Compressor, Verse Seeker.
Battle compressor. Let's thin this deck out.
He has another Arches in hand, actually, so he's probably going to hold off too. So he can probably pull up as the second one and get his draw that way is what it looks like. Not opting for the Verse Seeker.
Battle compressor. It looks like a Ultra Ball. 2 Ultra Balls move to the front.
Interesting.
I believe that it was both Ultra Balls going to the bin. And Russ just taking a look. He does get one more if he wants it.
Curious the Ultra Ball discarded there. I guess it's just, not going to need to search later on. Maybe he wants to hit more of the key energy draw cards. This is my only thoughts there.
Battle compressor going to the bin. So it was Ultra Ball, Battle compressor on that one. I believe.
That's what it looked
like.
No,
it looks like he actually only took 1 Ultra Ball.
I couldn't tell.
So he has 1 left in deck. He compressored 1, prop eggs, and that's the 4th Ultra Ball. Yeah, so he actually held on to it. He actually only discarded 1.
Okay, so he started 1. Gonna go ahead and get a fresh statement 6 for setup, and hopefully try to get the additional energy there to do some damage here. Yeah,
I really like the fact that Russ has Professor's Letter in his list. Definitely putting in a lot of work. This is a list he's been working on with Drew Bennett-Kennett, also on Someone's PC team. That was a big advocate of this deck, I believe, after Dallas, and was the one who Ross pivoted to when he needed a deck choice in the early wee hours of Saturday morning.
Yep. And he is able to hit the 3rd energy there. Has 1 hollow, 2 non-hollow. Very, very concerning for me. But hey, you know what?
So now he has more non-hollows than he did yesterday.
Yep.
Because he had 10 and 1 yesterday.
He's gonna blow up the Facebook world now with that poster. Someone's gonna screenshot that and definitely give him some heat on that one.
So interesting. After grabbing the Battle Compressor, knowing you have more Versus Seekers in the deck. Would have been interesting to see Russ maybe get the Guzma into the discard to maybe set up a play like that, especially because, with the Shaman play, has the extra energy to attach to either a Shaman or a Tapu Lele to hard retreat it back into, and just kind of open up that big home run play. Maybe just playing a little bit more conservative, as we saw in round 6. That is Russ's MO.
Yep.
Is just playing conservative, grinding it out, and picking the spots. So, and coming down for Simon. Each player is getting 6. Simon a little bit relieved that he gets a draw supporter, but might be just a hair too late.
He might be a hair too late, but the thing is he's still not really out of it because there are 2 prize knockouts on Russell's side of the board there. So whether that's the White Kyurem taking the KOs on Shamans or the Lele with the Choice Man, there's still outs there. That's the big issue.
It is to note that Simon really trying to take advantage of weaknesses. Volcanion weak to actually weak to lightning, and Simon doesn't have any tech attackers of the lightning type in his list, so he's gonna have to do it the hard way on that Volcanion Prism.
Yeah, the Volcanion Prism, but the White Kyurem though, with the Mew, the D Valley with the counter energy can take it out.
Take a look where that White Kyurem is there, Jeff.
It's also true.
It's in the prizes town map, giving us full information.
Order pad. Let's see if he pulls it off there.
Moving the dice.
This looks like it's with tails. Counter gain. Mew.
You have to put the Mew down, so you at least have something to promote.
And you save yourself from that donk play you were mentioning earlier too. If Russ is able to pull off that Guzma play. And I don't see much else there. Counter energy.
No, this is kind of tough. I'm not sure I want to commit more energy to the board in any particular way. You know. Simon's strategy not really coming into full effect on this one. Russ sticking behind that single prize attacker that isn't weak to anything in Simon's deck, so he won't even really be able to properly leverage that counter energy to the value of which he's looking to do that. So Simon piecing it together, taking full inventory of everything going on, the discard, his hand. Counter energy looking to go on Oranguru. Might have to manage some resources.
Resource management right now. Pull back probably to end and some stuff. Nope, he's going to hold out. Yeah, he probably don't want to retreat anyway because that does just give Russ what he wants as a 2 prize knockout there. Force Russ to Guzma up. Man, this is tough. It's
Yeah.
just the complete opposite of what we saw the other day.
Oh, and
Oh.
Jet Geyser. Okay, whatever you put up, I'm taking a knockout, a double knockout. Whatever you put up, I'm taking a double knockout.
Yep. So, what do you want to lose right now? Wow. Yeah, good point there.
I mean, that's just an ability that's on the card. I'm not sure Simon could play around it
Yep.
by any means. He had to bench the Mew
Had
anyways.
to bench the Mew.
And now Simon's about to lose 2 counter energy on his board. Lone Mew, and Russ is probably just going to shrug his shoulders like, okay, do your best. Whatever
Yep.
you got.
This is a really good start from Russ right now. Unfortunately for Simon, wasn't able to get going just yet there. But maybe we can get some Shamans in play with some Rescue Stretchers, be able to rally back and get back in this game here.
With being down energy, at least Simon does have the counter gain, so he doesn't need
Doesn't need
too
to
many
counter,
special energies
Yeah.
to get an attack going.
Yep, there
Yep.
it is there. Sauna Blast taking out the 2 prizes, does the 22 Mew as well.
Or
And-
Choreo off the top. That's not going to do much. He's going to check the discard and realize that that's doing
Not that much, like 3.
putting 3 damage counters down. It's not nothing. It's just not much.
Not much. Let's see what he gets off here, though. I think he has an N in hand. I couldn't tell. It's a Sycamore. It's a Sycamore. Okay.
It's got to hurt to lose that counter gain. We do know the Sableye from Dark Explorers with Junk Hunt attack can buy that back. We saw that in round 7 yesterday. But just having to get rid of it like that before getting to put it anywhere, get any use out of it, must hurt a little bit, especially now down 6-4 in prizes.
I'm curious what attack he's going to try to eye down to get back in this game here. He could put down the Sudowoodo and do a Watch and Learn right back at him and do a Sauna Blast to Russell's board as well. Those are options, but I can't see what else is going on in his hand, unfortunately, there.
Sauna Blast, not a bad attack to be using if you're Simon. You do get to 2 pieces of Volcanion, get a little bit of damage everywhere else. It does set up, for example, we can say a Shaman for a follow-up Sauna Blast. But just so sad for Simon. He just hasn't really gotten the wheels churning like he did yesterday. Rainbow Energy. Going to put a damage counter on Mew. Let's check that discard, make sure I know exactly what attacks I have available to me. Dimension Valley in play. Not doing too much.
Yep, 20 every bench Pokemon there with the Sauna Blast.
He's like, that attack you were just using on me to take a double knockout?
Yep.
Doing the same thing.
Right back at you.
So Rainbow Energy, obviously.
D-Valley.
And D-Valley is what allows, what allowed Simon to use the Watch and Learn attack to Sauna Blast.
The Watch and Learn, yep, exactly.
To Sauna Blast back. So just to piece that together for the folks at home. Took everybody a minute, including Russ and Simon here on this. Everybody's feeling the ramifications of daylight savings time.
Yeah, we're still getting there.
Was
we're
it
still
spring
getting there.
forward? We sprung forward.
We're sprung forward and still trying to catch up right now.
Professor's Letter, great card.
He needs to get another attacker out, I feel like, here, because especially after that pressure Simon has put on with the Mew, he's going to need to get another attacker. Unless he plans to attack on a Blastoise, which is not a bad option either.
No, it's not. The Professor's Letter was so much value here.
Okay,
just
Simon scoop it up.
Russ and Simon packing up the cards. Very bizarre start here on Sunday morning here in Toronto. A lot of draw pass going on. And then all of a sudden, I think it was the computer search, the judge proxy computer search rolling off the top for Russ really unlocks any hand. And there's 2 things when you think about in the Blastoise deck. If you have access to computer search turn 1 or you hit heads on order pad,
you're going to get it.
It's almost, we don't say a guarantee, but you're in great
Super
shape.
High odds.
You're in great
Super
shape.
high odds.
Simon really couldn't get anything going. Did his best to get a Sauna Blast in there. Writing was on the wall. Preferred to have more time on the clock than spin the wheels any further. As Russ was just developing his board past the point of no return. So here we are. Round 10, game 1 in the bag, over to Russell, who's been playing masterfully, playing incredibly patient, and really leveraging every single opening that his opponents are giving him.
Yep.
Double knockout, Jet Geyser, It was on the board. Simon couldn't play around it. He actually had to, unfortunately, play into it and give up that double knockout. Maybe hoping that would unlock some of his counter energies, counter gains, all those counter cards that he does play, but wasn't able to take advantage.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a spot really that he had an opening for without. I mean, off the end had to be everything there from the Shaman to more energy off the Mew there. I mean, he was able to piece the Sonoblast together, but honestly, ultimately, that White Kieran prize really was rough for them because he couldn't get that one-hit knockout immediately off that first KO.
Exactly, and that's what we were talking about yesterday. White Kieran, not really to hit anything for weakness, but just because it does good damage.
Does good solid damage for non-EX attacker.
And with Mew doing, as you see, as ways to leverage that with the counter gain, make it that 3 energy costs a little bit easier. We see, I'm just peeking over the left side of our screen, and Russ is taking a mulligan here. So Simon will be grabbing, not a lot of mulligans today, or yesterday I felt like.
So that's quite a few there, for sure.
But so Simon will be getting an extra card, which is good. We're going to jump down to the match, make sure we don't miss any of the action once Russ draws his 7, which will inevitably be, I'm sure he'll have a basic in there. I'm calling it. Onyx, great starter for him.
And he gets computer search again, so I'm sure we're going to see probably a good chance for a turn when Archie's also on Russ's side here. So, but Simon going to be going first.
That Onyx from Lost Thunder, probably his second best attacker behind Volcanion Prism
for
in
this
matchup.
Yeah.
Land Crush, 4 colorless, 120. That is everything on Simon's side.
Yep. Everything's going to be taken out very easily here. But Onyx is also weak to grass. To note. Or water, 1 and 2. I think it's grass.
It is grass. Confirmed grass. So, I mean, Rallyback Shaman will be a way to go for a quick and easy knockout.
Yep.
But, Russ has to play ball with that. He has to take a knockout for the counter energies and all that to come into play. 2 manual attachments on a flippity-flap Shaman to rally back is not exactly where you want to be.
Not the best one. Not the best one here. Okay, going through the deck right now, he is already eyeing down that Rallyback Shaman with the flippity-flop draw attack.
Here's to note, though. Simon is going first, so, I did mention the double attachment. Maybe not so bad this early in the game to be able to put some decent damage on Onyx. Obviously, Rallyback won't be to its full potential, but worth considering.
Yep, 100% there. You could attach right now to the Shaman. But looks like he's eyeing down the Mew. Considering that, and maybe bringing up the Articuno. I think that's what he's thinking about right now. Because to save the Mew for later attacks there to use the rally back. He's in a tough spot right now.
Okay, so hard retreat, or not hard retreat, but free retreat into the Articuno, which is fighting resistant.
Yep.
So even if Russ pops off and loads this Onyx up with 4 energy, Articuno will survive 1 hit. If that's actually what you want as a counter-based deck, no guarantees, but that's where we are.
Yeah, but one thing there, if you promote the Articuno, the retreat is not there anymore, as Articuno is a 2 retreat cost. So he's opting to keep the Mew, seeing that it's going to get KO'd, and I can pull out. If Russ commits to the KO there, I will be able to pull off the flippity-flap next turn. The thing there, Simon revealed the counter energy, so Russ full well knows that he has the energy to return knockout.
Another thing to note, on Russ's side of the board, although Carplord GX is weak to grass, Rallyback is not taking an OHKO on that monster.
And with that, too, Russ plays probably one of the best techs, I think, in this deck, and that is an Acerola.
Yeah, so good. Be able to rinse and repeat that Wailord.
Yep.
It makes it so easy. Battle Compressor, first Battle Compressor, Prop Eggs, Blastoise, Water Energy, second Battle Compressor, Choice Band, Prop Eggs. And
we don't see an Archie's going down yet, so I'm guessing Archie's in his hand.
Computer Search is certainly in his hand. So there's there's value to keeping 1 in the deck, basing on the fact that he can probably get his hand down to obviously Archie's being the last card, or that Computer Search to get Archie's to be the last card. 2 Water Energy, Silent Lab. Silent Lab. That's an easy drop.
It's probably gonna be attached. Silent Lab, Ultra Computer Search, the other 2 things away. Clean Archie's.
Getting another Water Energy in the discard. No superior energy retrieval in hand now. Computer Search, Blastoise, Water Energy going to the bin. What are we digging up here?
Archie's. Ace in the hole.
What did we say the last 2 cards were? Water Energy, Silent Lab?
Water Energy, Silent Lab.
Clockwork.
Yep.
Too easy.
Attach, Stadium. Archies. Easy money.
So I like what Russ did here. High probability that he draws a water energy. Also high probability he draws one of his 4 superior energy retrievals, and now he actually has water energy to go get.
Yeah, so this turn 1 land crush is going to probably happen.
We've got some decent odds here. Russ, no slouch when it comes to this Archie's Blastoise deck, has been styling.
Ooh, no energy, but 2 T-mail. Okay, we're still living.
I believe one of those Rainbow Rares is Palkia and one is Carplord GX.
Ultra, Shaman, Ultra.
Ultra Ball to get a Shaman. Are we going in? Does have another Trainer's Mail to have a shot at it. I kind of like grabbing the Ultra Ball.
I wonder if it's an Ultra Ball and hold that there and then T-mail for, additional cards there. But he's grabbing a Flowstone.
I think I'm greedy. I would have gone Ultra Ball to have access to Shaman.
Probably because he knew he was going to get the Ultra Ball again anyway.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're just going to get it anyways.
And Battle Compressor, okay. He has Juniper in hand right now, so he could just be, saving that knockout turn to maybe avoid the KO, maybe pull something else there that a Shaman or a Mew can't take out right away. Or maybe he's planning on holding out till he can Guzma up that Shaman.
Depending on his hand, might be a great time to go ahead and bin the Guzma if it's in the deck. So you can use, you have 4 copies of Versus Seeker to be able to pull it up, use it as you will, and have easier access to it.
Agreed.
I believe he compressed away just another energy there.
Looks like just the 1 energy. And we have 2 Rainbow Rares. You said one's the Palkia, you believe?
Yeah, I think one's Palkia, which we saw Russ used to
great
effect.
Right
yeah,
there.
It's a great use yesterday, and I believe the other one was the Carplord GX. Passing over to Simon again. That's kind of what's interesting about these counter strategies, about the strategies that require your team to play ball, your opponent to play ball with you. Of note, bench barrier, Mr. Mime going down.
There.
So none of that Volcanion Prism, Carplord GX, Towering Splash GX attack, trying to mitigate some of that splash damage.
Curious what Simon's going to do here at this point. I think it's just going to start loading up his attackers to be ready. And that's the big thing. This deck is very not easy to play around, but it is based off of your opponent taking out these prizes right now. And it looks like he's going to do a flippity flop. Going to bring back an old school card, kind of like Cleffa. Shuffle your hand to your deck, draw 6 cards with Eek. But Shame is not going to sleep this time.
Nope, not this time. Flippity flap, shuffle your hand and draw 6. That means it's back over to Russ to operate unimpeded. Carplord GX coming down. This could be a big turn. This could be a big turn for Russ. I really do like trying to get that Onyx powered up and taking a knockout on the Shaman, putting the onus back on Simon to get something going, get another Shaman on, things of that nature.
Looks like he's eyeing to retreat this one and possibly going to start pressuring with the Hydro Pressure from Palkia. I don't like that too much there. I mean, Simon will just be a rescue stretcher away to pull back a rally back play. So I'm curious if he's just going to go all in on Whale Lord and try to, spam a Sorola off it. Simon won't be able to get to those numbers.
Not without two-piecing with some back-to-back rally-back Shamans.
Yep.
Russ puts down, again, the Floatstone on the Onyx, benches the Carplord GX, props some eggs back into his hand, post-Juniper, and that's an easy way to use an Ultra Ball right there.
3 Ultra Balls right there. Especially since the Silent Lab is now gone, discarded from the Dimension Valley.
I like that Russ has access to the Shaman. Really, at this point, based on how he's been discarding his water energies, probably just wants to find a superior energy retrieval with the 2 eggs in the discard. It's incredibly easy to use. It's automatic. It's super Fisher Price. Let's get some energies into the hand. Let's start attaching with some pokes. Let's start swinging.
Let's see here. Yeah, there is a superior in his hand. There is a Shaman. There is a Volcanion also. So that's probably what he's eyeing down, honestly, is the Volcanion.
I think you have, especially with the bench barrier, Mr. Mime, and the Silent Lab being gone, I do like not putting down that Volcanion. I think Palkia and Wailord GX, if you want it, are going to be great cards for you. Russell's still playing the slow game here, just passes. Knows that once he takes a knockout, Simon's strategy is just going to be opened up. That's another thing I was trying to mention before. With these counter-based strategies, with things like Trashlanch, Garbodor, your opponent has to play ball for you to be able to do your thing. So, high-level players like Russ, like we saw Stefan Ivanov yesterday in round 1 against the Gengar Mimikyu Poltergeist. you can just play around that huge damage
Get rid of
output.
items in that case there, like he was, and in this case here, not taking knockouts till necessary.
Russ letting it go with the slow burn. Simon putting down a nest ball, gonna pull a Victini V beatdown, and that's 20 for each.
Different basic type on your bench, or each basic overall.
I think it's each basic Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't think
on
it
your
has to be
bench.
different. So
V beatdown, definitely doing some real damage here. If those are all basics, right? 6 max out at 120. That is a knockout on the Onyx.
but it might just be. I'm not sure if it's in play or bench. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a discount double check on that real quick.
You get a confirmation on that. We see the Prism Energy on the Mew in the active. Simon thumbing through his cards. Dimension Valley using what attack in that discard? Or in play, excuse me. A V beatdown. Use the V beatdown to take the knockout. Prism Energy, too good.
It is each basic Pokemon in play, so it does do that 120. So Russ does put down the Volcanic Prism Star now. About to start engaging here. I'm sure he probably I think he might be eyeing down that Mr. Mime possibly, so you can spread that damage. But we see Ultra Ball, Double Verse Seeker, Superior Energy Retrieval, Double Propagate Egg to get just free access to your energies. So good. So good.
Superior Energy Retrieval coming in right on time. Russ now has a prize to give, essentially, right, without turning on all those counter energies. We already know Prism Energy's gone. We can see it in the discard on Simon's side of the board. So once he works through these Prism Energies and the Rainbow Energies, Simon has to lean only on the counter energies to rally back. We see the Deluge, 3 energy coming down on the Palkia in the active, 2 onto the Wailord.
Yeah, it's going to be looking to do that Hydro Pressure attack, 60 plus 20 more for each water energy attached to this Pokemon there. Going to be able to easily KO anything on Simon's side of the board with this Palkia.
No need to commit more than 3 to the Palkia. That's what it needs. That's more than enough to take an OHKO on anything Simon would drop down. Quick little Ultra Ball here using those prop eggs.
All right, so he's going to take this KO here with the Hydro Pressure, and like you were saying before, he's going to be able to just kind of go shot for shot with Simon. I guess probably play a little bit defensive, hopefully get into that Acerola we were mentioning before.
Order Pad, couple versus Seekers. I think we saw Viridian Forest. Oh, both players missing Order Pads today. Round 10, not kind to the Order Pad.
Order Pads is not friendly at all this weekend here. One thing to note is that Palkia is weak to grass, so one rally back play right back at the Palkia for a KO there, but that does disengage any kind of counter plays also, so it's going to be an interesting trade-off here these next couple turns.
Russ puts down the Viridian Forest, uses propagation.
Yeah, so free.
Propagation eggs to just get himself another
Such
energy.
a good card in his deck.
A great inclusion, great tech on Russ's part. I haven't seen a lot of lists playing that card yet. This might be the weekend for it to happen. Quick little knockout, Russ taking a prize. So he's going down to 5 prizes. Simon down to 5.
I only see Prism Energy in his hand. I do not see another counter energy.
So counter energy is not active. Yes, Palkia is weak to grass. However,
yeah, but there's no. Yep.
Russell didn't open the door for a counter energy play.
Yep.
Prism is in hand, but you can't leverage counter gain, and obviously Shaman can't use the Dimension Valley of the reducing costs. So Russ in a pretty good spot. Took his time and put the action back on Simon to figure out, okay, what's the next step here?
Yeah, I definitely now I kind of see what's going on here. It's definitely more of a defensive game here, kind of as far as for Russ is concerned right now. He's probably going to apply this quick pressure with the Palkia here and then go super defensive with the Wailord in the end game here to close it out.
Teammates. Simon's going to get 2 cards of his choosing. I thought I saw Versus Seeker. Did you see what the card in the back was?
I did not. The great thing about this spot right now, too, is that since Simon can't really apply any pressure right now, any damage at all, Russ can pretty much just wait until Simon decides his strategy and pick off from there. So you see the energy go down to the Shaman. Okay, that's your target. I'm going to Guzman that up before you set that up. You're going to attach to this Articuno. All right, I'm going to go pick this off before you set it up.
Interesting promote here, Mr. Mime being in the active. If it gets stuck there, that's actually a worthwhile KO for Russell to take, because then you can just kind of go insane with a Waylord or with a Volcanion Prism. And
There are, I think, 4 Pokemon under 100 HP on that bench right now. So that's the game. that's the game, right? Okay, so bench barriers. Okay, so here's a switch in hand. Fortunate enough there, but yeah, like you were just saying before, it's almost a towering splash to take out the rest of the prizes.
that is a junk hunt, maybe a confuse ray depending on what Simon's feeling, but most importantly, that's another Prism energy down.
Mm-hmm.
And as we mentioned, if Simon is ahead or tied on prizes, or ahead on prizes or tied on prizes, he can't use counter energy, so Rainbow and Prisms are his only way to attack.
I want to know something really cool there, like kind of order operations. Right now, he had a Verse Seeker in hand, played it to bring back the teammates anyway, but then Junk Hunted a Verse Seeker back. So kind of pseudo used Junk Hunt to bring the teammates back into his hand. That was kind of a pretty cool play right there.
Good order of operations. Simon, no stranger to this deck or to the proper way to play it. Russell dropping down to Trainer's Mail. 4 cards, looks as a choice between Versus Seeker and an N. Elects to play N. And is this time to disrupt Simon a little bit?
Yep, it's going to slow him down off that Junk Hunt play there. I think Russ sees that Verse Seeker come back. He didn't have too much going on in his hand, and it's just going to, or has what he needs in hand now. It's going to go ahead and take that right away from him with this N. Now, the curious thing here is if Russ is going to take this KO for sure or not. He does have double Verse Seeker in hand. I believe we did see a Guzman go to the bin early, but opts to play the end.
Both players going to shuffle up, draw 5 because they've each taken 1 prize card. Simon, I don't think is too bothered that the Sableye may go down this turn. Probably more. And, like, what a great Pokemon, right? It's great to stall behind because if it gets knocked out, it's not one of your attackers. But every turn your opponent doesn't hit into it, Junk Hunt.
Here's the thing that's going on right now. Because Russ knows that Simon has to do the pressure here, Russ is just going to wait, honestly, and just keep him out of counter game plays. With the time coming down on the clock right now and knowing that he took game 1 and that Simon has to apply that pressure right now, he's going to wait for Simon to have to make the moves here. And then every time Simon takes a KO, Russ can do it right back and keep him out of the counter energy plays right now. So he's just going to go through the motions. He might not even attack right now. He might just let him Junk Hunt, let him build up all this stuff there. What's it going to do to Russ?
Worth considering, obviously Russ expends far more resources to get Archies into play, so his deck's probably a little bit thinner, if that's something you're considering. 2 energies in hand, we're Shaman Sky Returns. Let's go.
Okay.
Volcanion Prism coming up. All right, here's a 1 prizer. Here's a 1 prizer. I'm not ahead on prizes on you. You're not going to be able to counter gain, not going to be able to counter catcher, not going to be able to counter energy. What can you do with this Volcanion Prism?
Yeah, this is a interesting spot to be in right now. And I do like your point earlier is that Russ has used a lot of resources to get to this Archie point here, so there may be a little bit more of a time crunch on his side to apply that pressure. But we'll see how he combats this right now. I feel like that's the notion here is that he is going to let Simon try to take the forefront here and get the game rolling right now, and Russ is just going to just wait.
Simon taking a look at Russell's discard. Not too sure what resource he's looking for to confirm what piece of information he's looking for there. But probably crucial to a strategy if it was worth taking, the 5 seconds to take a look. Because Simon that knows in his heart that the time is dwindling down. He did lose game 1, and it's a long way to the top in this game 2.
I'm not right now. There's no. I mean, the white Kyurem's not down, so there's no pressure that can be applied there. And even then, it's going to take 3 attachments on that white Kyurem to even get to that KO point there. So that's an easy, once the 1 Prism comes down, you can KO it right away. So it's a tough spot to be in right now.
Simon just Junk Hunts for Order Pad and Nest Ball. So it means the action's back on Russ. What will he do? We know he has Shaman 2 water energy in hand. Make that 2 Shaman, 3 water energy in hand.
That's
the old full house. Superior energy retrieval. And 1 more card, which might be the one we actually see played. The 3 water energy just going to come down all at once. Superior energy retrieval, as you mentioned, being one of the few large cards.
I'm curious what Russ is digging for right now, if he's just going to go ahead and start applying that pressure or not.
I don't know why that little cough thing you just did had me.
Canada's whipping my throat, man.
It had me just in stitches.
It was a baby cough. It's okay. You can laugh at it.
So, quick look at, I think there's about 15, 17 cards left in Russ's deck. Electing to not prop to Viridian Forest and take a look, but discard a Shaman.
He must be. He's digging for something here. Is it the Guzma?
Well, we just saw the Guzma show its face there. Is it worth playing now, though? That's a real question. Superior Energy Retrieval going to insulate all those energy discards a little bit.
How many are in there now? Yeah,
Double
he's
prop
going to get them all back
he's
right
gonna
now.
He can get full value. He can at least get 4. Getting the perfect combination of 3 non-hollows, 1 hollow, water energy.
I think we're going to see the Guzman play next turn. I think he's going to Sky Return here to get the Shaman off the board, promote the Volcanion and Prism Star. I think we're going to see a Guzman and Mr. Mime the following turn. And then the turn after that is going to be Towering Splash for game. That's how I'm seeing it.
Does he have the Acerola tucked away somewhere?
He has the Acerola in his hand as well. So he has Acerola, Guzma, and Verse Seeker, plus all the water energy in the world. Though that's the timeline I'm seeing right now with this game.
Russ, are we going to see the Shaman? The Shaman's going to come up. A strategy of days old being executed here. Just the Sky Return
loop.
Pass over to Simon. Simon, no way to leverage any of his deck's strategy here based on those counter cards. Order Pad.
Tails? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Order Pad.
There's no way it's going to be. This will be the 4th Tails in a row if this is the case. Yep. 4 Tails. 3 for Simon, 1 for Russ. This is rough, man. This is a rough day for Order Pad.
That's what Russ was saying. I was flipping too many Tails, so I just cut the card.
Cut the card, man.
Just cut the card out.
Less Order Pads, less Tails, right? Sure.
I think what do you say you cut it for? The Onyx?
You cut it for the Onyx, yep. That last second inclusion for these Zorak decks. I think going back to what we were saying before, I think, if I had to, hedge some money there, and I've been wrong before, but I think we're going to see the Guzman on to Mr. Mime, and then the next turn, Towering Splash for the final KOs there. You agree?
That seems like a good play. Russ is one to finish in style, so it wouldn't doubt me if he elects to go for a big time play like that.
Yo, I'm styling this guy, man.
Junk Hunt, we were reading the Rally Back Shaman.
Yeah, I think he was checking to see how much the max damage that can actually get hit on the Wailord if he decides to attack with it there, and Shaman is not going to be able to get to that KO point there at all.
Well, if with Russ not working with perfect information, Simon's probably playing a choice ban.
Mm-hmm. He did commit one early, and it's one of the prizes.
So if Wailord comes up and takes a knockout on Mr. Mime, for example, Rally Back Shaman, correct my math here, 30 plus 90, 120 plus choice band, 150 times 2 for weakness, 300. And I believe that Wailord would be going down.
120, 150, yeah, that is true. Choice Band would do exact math on a Wailord there. So maybe attack him with Volcanion instead.
Bench Barrier doing its job here, keeping Russ from having those big thunderous plays that Towering Splash GX and even the Volcanion Prism
All right,
can
so step
put on
one,
the board.
Guzman and Mime. I think he put his hand out there for the Mime. It looked like he did. Maybe he said, hold on. All right.
We're going Mime. Volcanion Prism. Clean way to do it.
Yep.
Doesn't open yourself up to, that puts Simon on having to have counter energy, choice band, Guzma.
Now the question is left is if Russ has enough energy to pull off that finesse play in his deck. I think there's one still in discard. He's about to apply 3 to his Volcanion. I might go to the discard. I'm not sure how many superior energy retrievals. I know for sure he's used 2. Okay, there's 1 in hand. So
Russ is in.
And a letter. So I think if it's all there, if all the pieces are in his deck, it's definitely doable.
Versus Seeker 2 to Guzma up again.
Yeah, so it's all there. It's if that's the route to success, the victory here. Because if he takes his KO on Mime and then Guzma up, let's say to Articuno, I believe those last 4 prizes, Shaman, Stabilize, Sudowoodo, and Victini, are all under 100 HP.
Simon taking another look at Russell's discard. Maybe seeing how many superior energy retrievals have been used. Russ just Guzman up, not taking the knockout. Not taking the knockout. I'm going to have to ask him that after this match, what made him think there. Maybe doesn't want to open himself up to the As I mentioned, Simon with 2 order pads, he does know he got 2 order pads. If he hits double heads on that, you get the Guzma, you get the choice band, or excuse me, you get the choice band, maybe counter gain, whatever you need, and then Simon just has a Guzma to rally back and knock out the Waylord. So Russ playing it safe again. That's been his MO here every time on camera.
Yep.
Slow rolling the attacks to try and get himself in a better position to when he does attack.
Yep.
Leverage it to its maximum.
That's kind of like how he just generally plays, with most of his games. It's kind of funny he's playing this kind of aggro deck in Archie's, but his love and pride is to play that slower game, let the strategy build up, and then come in with a strong finish.
Computer search, dumping a Pseudo Wudo and another card I can't quite see. Gonna grab Simon any card from his deck of his choosing.
Pseudo Wudo and Nest Ball.
Pseudo Wudo Nest Ball.
Gonna see the edge of the cards. Sorry, Kirk.
you got that eagle eye vision. Eagle eye. Prism Energy is what Simon decided to get. Where will that go down?
Is he going to have a Guzman play here? I mean, well, he needs another energy. He's going to hard retreat. He's going to pull up the Shaman probably, or the Blastoise, and probably hard retreat back to the Junk Hunt.
I'm curious to see. Pulling up the Waylord, and then, just going to keep on Junk Hunting. Little does Simon know Russ already has the Versus Seeker in hand.
I wonder if Simon's playing his own deck out strategy right now, just to kind of keep bringing stuff back while Russ just draws out his cards.
That very well could be. And that's something we discussed earlier. Russell, electing not to play ball by attacking. However, just the nature of his setup to get an Archie's in play, he goes through a lot of resources, aggressively using battle compressors, discarding a Shaman to Viridian Forest rather than propagating an egg, things of that nature. And now Simon maybe sees the light at the end of the tunnel for his deck out strategy.
Potentially. Okay, so Russ is going to get a full reset here.
Russ's deck is much, much smaller than Simon's.
And it's interesting enough, he didn't play any additional cards to get that 5th energy on the Waylord to attack with. So I guess he's banking off the draw here.
Professor's Letter shows its head again.
Oh, just hard retreat back to the Volcanion. Okay, he's taking the seat now. He's gonna go ahead and start putting that pressure down.
Well, we see Choice Band.
So he
Choice Band, Counter Catcher.
He has Counter Catcher too?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. STL.
Oh my gosh.
Is that a Juniper too?
Was that a what?
Russ is just like, all right, that's
cool.
5 cards that you had.
Oh,
sure.
What's the tail on order pad when I get everything I want off an end? Oh my gosh. And order pad.
Now he's hitting the order pad.
He's hitting it. What a change in momentum right now. He is on the gas pedal right now.
We just went from 0 to 100 in a heartbeat.
He hopped out of his Prius and jumped into Mustang.
Hey, look, if yesterday was crank 1, Jason Statham's crank 1, Simon TL on Jason Statham's crank 2 in day 2 here.
3 prizes. And you know what? Hold up. Look at that bench. You see the Articuno? Articuno's looking.
Man. And Russ can't hit an order pad to save his life. Where do we go? And then
Articuno's there, but obviously he needs 3 energy.
Correct.
He needs the full 3 energy there, and to maybe pull off that Shaman knockout or even knock out on his Volcanion here. He needs all 3 energy.
And Russ had to dump 4 energy off that Waylord to get it through retreat.
So I don't know how many Superiors he has left.
He has 1 in hand.
Okay, so there's step 1. What's the play here?
What's the play here? Let's see.
You can't just KO the Shaman either. There's rescue stretchers. There's a lot of different outs for Simon here, but luckily enough, Russ is behind 2 prizes there, so it'll take a little while for Simon to get back to those counter energy plays.
Is this where maybe Simon tries to slowly put together setup for 3? Russ is hungry for some cards. Trainer's Mail. 3 cards left in deck versus Seeker.
I'm curious now what's the play? And what's he itching to get right now?
Russ is moving pretty quick. I think he has a strategy lined up. You know, Russ doesn't make these motions without.
He grabs N.
So he's going to play N. He's got 3 left. Simon's got a deck that's a mile long. And, of course, Simon's shuffling.
Okay.
And he has
He's just. I think Russ is going to end in a 2 and pray. Very much. He's going to take the KO here on the Shaman. Save him from the end. Save him from the end to not get outdrawn or overdraw, whatever. Not deck out.
N's coming down. Russ is going to grab 4. Simon 2. And Russ is just going to start trying to take knockouts.
All with his Volcanion.
We see both players laughing. Good table presence from both of them. We spoke to both of them in post-round interviews yesterday. A lot of energy, great players for sure. And Russ has got 4. Prop egg showing, knockout.
All right, what we're going to go here? What we're going to do here?
Bench barrier doing its job. Teammates is there for Simon off the end of 2. Order pad is going to be heads.
Here we
it's
go.
It's
got to be. He's feeling it. He's feeling good. It's going to be like a 4, and it's going to be heads. Ah.
Wait, what do?
No, there was no order pad there.
No, I was gonna say it hasn't been moved yet, so maybe he's just thinking about what he wants. Special charge? Was that the other card that Simon got?
I think so.
Special charge?
I think so.
I think Simon's taking a look at superior energy retrievals again. Probably only sees 3 because that's how many Russ has used. We see the 4th one actually in Russ's hand right now. Teammates.
Actually, what you probably want to do account of is like Versus Seekers and Guzmas, because you can also pull up that Blastoise on bench and just put some pressure with the Victini since it already has the energy on it to hit KO that.
Yeah, at this point you're just trying to put Russ into awkward positions where he has to find more resources just to keep
especially with that thin of a deck.
Yeah, just to air quotes keep playing ball, if you will. Special energy coming down, going to recycle a counter energy. Maybe a Prism. Yeah, Prism looks good. Elects to go with double Prism. I like that. You're so far ahead in prizes, or you're ahead in prizes. At least Prism energy unlocks.
It guaranteed some type of energy.
Correct. It unlocks your ability to attack even when. Could we see Prism energy chilling Sai?
I think that's what he's eyeing down right now. But he's got to get some real fast movement here. Oh, no, can't rally back just yet. Okay, Instruct.
Instruct for 3.
It's got to be a good 3. Is that another Teammates?
Yeah. What's
Teammates Mew. I can't see the last card.
Rainbow energy. He could chilling Sai. That's a very real thing that Simon could do right here. Put your opponent's active Pokemon to sleep.
Or he just passes. Opposite pass. And Volcanion can't take the knockout on Articuno right away either. So that's probably one thing he's looking at here is just kind of saving himself a little bit of time as they're going to take a 2-shot knockout on that Articuno.
Russ really playing the long game, and the long game has arrived, and maybe not in the position he thought he would find himself at this point in the game. Just that N to 5. Simon gets everything.
All the counterplays.
And I'm not saying everything after he Junipers. Everything and then Juniper for just 7 new ones. And his deck is still 3 times as large as Russell's, so definitely ahead in deck count as well. So Russell's got to put something together here. 3 cards left in deck. With an Archie's in hand, that doesn't look good.
Okay. Field Blower, Propagate, bring back some energies. He's probably going to bring back energies and just end. Save himself from getting decked out. That's going to be it's got to be close to his last Verse Seeker.
There's 3 cards left in deck. Oh, man, I wish we would have been marking down how many Versus Seeker Russ had used so far.
I didn't see any in his deck. So if he uses his last Verse Seeker, it's done. I did not see in his deck when he did that riffle through. It's like a Stadium, another Supporter, and Tapu Lele. Or Tapu Lele, a Pokemon in the Stadium, I think.
So Versus Seeker goes down. How many cards in hand? 1, 2, 3.
There's at least 4 energy, which he's looking to attach. There's 7 cards in his hand.
Palkia. What is it? Zero Vanish GX?
Where would Zero Vanish GX? Yes.
Hard Retreat. How many energies? Oh, he doesn't have enough for energy. Isn't that 5 energy? Zero Vanish GX, I believe it's 5 energy.
Yep.
Palkia going to take the knockout. 2 prizes left.
Pressure.
Simon puts up Sudowoodo. Watch and learn. This is close.
This is really close.
Gosh.
If now here's the thing right now though. I wonder if Simon would have attached that rainbow to the Shaman on bench, he would have been able to pull off the rally back play this turn if he had another energy.
And I believe we've just hit time in the round, so Simon is turn 0. Oh, man. There are some EX Pokemon on Russ's side of the board.
Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing here.
I think you just pass if you're Russ.
No, Simon, all he needs is one other bench Pokemon and the Guzma to take out the Shaman on bench with Victini. He needs an energy, one other bench basic Pokemon. He can cater to Shaman on bench for the last 2 prizes.
So he just teammates for 2 mystery cards.
Yes.
So if Russ Russ has the Versus Seeker. If Russ sees that, he can.
But he's going to need additional energy to retreat as well. So unless he has that.
But he doesn't have any.
And I don't think he has any more. No, he
kept one.
He kept one.
So
he kept one.
So he has the Shaman.
So he
retreat.
might be eyeing down that Victini knockout right now. But here's the thing. Now, here's the thing to counteract that. If Simon planned that, he could have gotten the counter energy and a Guzma off that there, because if he does hit that knockout there, rescue Stretcher, Victini and back, or even use the Mew. There's a lot of different outs here on both sides of the field.
I think I see Cobalion Revenge Blast in his hand.
So that's going to be 30 plus 30 more for each prize that Russ is taking here. So right now, that is doing 30 and it's 120. So it's 150 right now.
So that's good enough for a Shaman.
Yeah, that's good enough, 100%.
And I think he has Computer Search in hand too. Did he junk hunt that back? They're going through the turns, making sure where they are. So Russ is turn 1 and 3, as you see indicated by the dice, just north of that Palkia with 3 energy on it.
I'm clinched to the table right now because what Russ does this next turn is really going to determine how this match comes out.
100%. That's the thing. If Russ sees the V beatdown play, you go after the Victini.
But then
Cobalion comes in and slices. But if you don't take out the Victini, Simon can just attach an energy Guzma and then V-beat down.
So
Simon has worked himself into a very favorable position to put all the onus.
I think it's near checkmate, honestly. I think it's near checkmate. If Russ can pull. What's going on? Oh, attach Rainbow. Okay, attach Rainbow to the Victini.
So if he's. What if it comes down to like some insane instruct into what I need? Cobalion counter it.
That's all he needs, Cobalion counter energy, because that takes out that. If Russ takes one more prize, he goes Cobalion counter energy, or even counter energy on the Mew with Cobalion out, and could take out that Palkia. That's exactly 180.
Is it 30 plus?
Let me confirm that, but I'm pretty sure it's 30 plus.
Yeah, if it's 30 plus 30.
That's 180.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, it all comes down to this.
Yep.
It comes down to how Russ navigates this turn.
It is 30 plus 30 for each prize card taken.
Russ draws for turn. He has his last Versus Seeker, and how he uses this is incredibly important.
This is he's feeling it too. He's feeling like this aura of pressure coming on him right now, because he's like, he just teammates. He knows he has to have.
He teammates and he played a Rainbow Energy, but Russ doesn't know if that's what he got.
He can also end and pray too.
Holy shit! He is. Excuse me for my language. He has. He is Cobalion, and he has Mystery Card, but I do think he has Computer Search with Instructor Rangaroo.
Yeah.
So we can unlock the Computer Search. So if it's like Cobalion Revenge Blast, Instruct Computer
Search, whatever he needs.
Holy smokes! Sorry, that was our one curse word for the day, PG-13. I used it early, 9:57 a.m.
Too early.
So that's on me. That's on me.
Oh, oh my gosh, I'm too glued to this right now.
Simon reading. Okay, so what if Russ uses Zero Vanish GX to get all the energy off the board, thinking that makes him safe, but that still opens up a bench spot for Cobalion, because then you promote Mew free retreat. Into Cobalion for Revenge Blast.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, this is intense. What is the play? Maybe like Guzma, Rangaroo, and try and stall out, and like put a single
because either way, I think the outs right now is. I mean, I'm assuming Simon has.
Okay,
oh, he is Jet Geyser.
Jet Geyser.
Oh,
so Simon has 2 free retreaters on bench. He has the Mew and the Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime is not free retreat.
I'm pretty sure it does. Sacking Mr. Mime is free retreat.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure. So bench barrier, Mr. Mime goes up front. That's fine. You just need to maintain a free retreater.
Mr. Mime was 1 retreat cost.
Ooh. Okay. In that case,
But this tells me he probably has the Guzma in hand.
maybe that's the
Because
mystery card.
he has Sudowoodo already promoted there at that point there, so he had to have known that especially his attaching that energy to Victini, that his only out for game is to KO that Shaman. He has to have that Guzma.
So here's my thing. If I'm Simon and I already have
Here's
the
the end.
Guzma,
Here's the end. It's got to be. Yep.
if I'm Simon and I already have the Guzma, I think I promote Mew.
Yep. All right. This end is going to be coming down to this. Did Simon thin enough to get back to that play that we were just mentioning there?
Well, that's the thing. He hasn't really been thinking at all, right? Because he was also playing with that second victory route of deck out.
Mm-hmm. So I think Russ here is honestly going to 0 Vanish and end to 2.
Well, 0 Vanish costs 5. So
He has Superior.
in the 2 prop eggs. So yeah, he definitely has 0
he can
Vanish
get there.
available.
And I think this is just a home run play right here. I mean, obviously Simon only gets 1 more turn, so I think it's just play. And if Simon has it, he has it. If not, Russ takes this first win here in day 2.
Yeah, Simon fighting really hard for a draw here. Russ fighting really hard to not let this.
So he
win
didn't go
turn.
after the energy. He did not go after the energy right now. So maybe we're not going to see a 0 Vanish, which is also scary because that just means Simon's just a Guzma away from game.
Yep, that means that Russ is committed to. I mean, we might as well take a knockout. Or no, not at all. Because you don't want to unlock counter energies and stuff.
You don't. Yeah,
or you don't want to unlock counter catcher.
No, you don't want to unlock. Yeah, exactly. You're going to just pass.
So put him to 2, make him have Guzma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the only thing. I think he was going through and seeing what different outs that Simon had, and the most narrow one was just having that 1 Guzma. And he does.
There you go. There you go, Simon. There you go, Simon.
He only runs 1 Guzma.
What are those cards?
Computer Oh my God! Oh, yes, he was. No.
Oh, is it in his deck?
Oh, is it in the discard? He only runs 1 Guzma. Is it in the discard pile?
Well, he has a Versus Seeker.
Is it if it's in the discard pile?
Yeah,
no.
He's Versus Seeker, Guzma. V beat down, baby!
Oh my gosh! No!
Oh my God! Oh, this freaking kid. Oh my God!
Gosh.
The French Canadian, like I said yesterday, back from the
my
future to
gosh.
just do that stuff.
Instruct. It was top. It was top deck.
It was top deck.
It was top deck.
Russ played that immaculately.
He did it right.
He did
right.
that immaculately.
Oh my gosh!
And just, yes sir, right off the top, computer search.
My
Holy
gosh.
smokes. That is a draw. That game went really long. I don't know if we'll actually have time for any post interviews, which is a shame because this has gone miles past the allotted time.
Oh my gosh.
But what a barn burner finish line. What a barn burner to the finish line.
Welcome to day 2, ladies and gentlemen. Round 10. We're starting off hot.
I'm so glad we chose that match.
It was a good call.
We could have given you Trevenant Mirrors, or we could have given you that. And that, although the first game was a clinic, Russ doing what he needed to do, Simon couldn't get going. Simon navigating everything, the waters, the rough seas seas. And finds his way to a top deck computer search for that Versus Seeker, for Guzma, for Shaman, for V beat down, baby. So
how does Tim Duncan do it?
So good.
Solid.
All right. Well, we don't have anybody behind the on the 1s and 2s, so we can't even pitch it to anything. So we're gonna hang out with you for a second.
Insane, great stuff. I'm awake now.
Simon,
daylight saving time has.
We've got time for one interview. We've just been told.
You got this?
Been told.
I
got this.
You got this.
Because I'm hopping off.
Cool.
So I'll take the interview. We'll be back in 30 seconds with somebody. Welcome back, folks. Kirk Dubes Next Dubé here with, I know you heard me say it a bunch yesterday, Simon Trottier, French-Canadian from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Welcome back.
Thank you.
That was not a win, but that was a flash in the pan finish for, to get yourself to that draw. Walk me through your last two turns from the teammates to the top deck.
Yeah, because I teammate the turn before to set up like all my options, either to Guzma the Shaman, or if you take a knockout, I can just teammates and grab a counter energy Cobalion and knock out the Palkia. And it was pretty close. It just rely on the end. I still have an Instruct and a Viridon Forest to discard card to Instruct one more card, but yeah, few outs, but yeah.
So we saw the computer search roll off the top.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard us over here.
Yeah.
But what were the other two cards you drew?
It was like Oranguru and Resource Management and Counter Energy.
Perfect. So you're able to just computer search those away. I know you played the computer search and then you looked in your discard like
yeah,
okay,
just to make sure that that Guzma is there. Yeah.
So you grabbed the right card, now the Versus Seeker, and able to take a win with V Beatdown.
Yeah, V Beatdown.
You know what? You've provided us a lot of good moments this weekend here in your home country of Canada with a very unique deck. Trevenant is everywhere out there.
I know. I'm scared, man.
So you're trying to avoid that. You got a reasonable matchup first round, able to escape with a draw. What's the next 4 rounds looking for you?
Not Trev.
Not Trev.
Not Trev. If I see a tree, like,
just
I will walk around and go eat something.
All right, fair enough. Well, I hope you get to continue this streak and you dodge the forest curse a little bit. Simon, congratulations on that fire finish to get yourself at least a point in a draw here in round 10 in Toronto.
Yeah.
Best of luck the rest of the way, and thanks for joining me.
Perfect. Thank you. Shout out to Montreal, man.
Shout out to Montreal. We'll be back with round 11 action here shortly.